Hey, what's up everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to another edition of Track Walking MX Simulator, where today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get high in the air, of course. No, drugs are bad. Don't even try. Come on. Get that crap out of your hands. What are you doing? This is Get High 3 by the one and only Shack Attack 12, aka my good friend IRL Brian Haskell, and teammate now on the SYS racing team. You guys may remember, I think it was episode 40, it was in the 40s of Track Walk, that we did Get High 4, which was the last time I think he did a track like this. And basically these tracks are pretty much just crazy tracks that are, I think, all created from a 30-minute track competition, and I talked a little bit about 30-minute track comps in the Get High 4 video, but basically it doesn't happen like at all anymore. I wish we did it more, but like the real OGs that actually knew how to build tracks and were contributors to this game that did anything worth a damn in this game, they used to get together every now and then in what was then Ventrilo and be like, yo, let's just like 30 minutes build the best track that you can, and usually it would spawn stuff like this. And I believe that this track, Get High 3, was actually a 30-minute track competition quote-unquote winner that everybody liked the most, and so Brian decided he was going to post it on the forums for everybody to play. And I don't know if that's the same thing that happened with Get High 4 and the previous two Get Highs before that, but these tracks are pretty much just crazy nonsense tracks that they're very hard to actually do. I'm fortunate so far that I haven't made a quote-unquote fatal mistake on these tracks, which is where you land in a position that is impossible to get out of. Usually on tracks like these, there's little nooks that you can fall into that you can't get out of them. So the only way to get out of them is if you're in a server with people, they can just restart the race. Otherwise, you have to just start a new race over, or if you're fortunate enough to have editor on, you can maybe move some stuff. Or if you're playing in time trial, you can move the last gate and then press the backup button. But other than that, you're screwed otherwise. So you guys may remember the original one that I did, or it's not the original, it's actually the most recent, but the Get High 4 one. And yeah, this is basically just another one of those crazy track, big hills, big jumps and stuff like that. And when you get stuck up against the wall, that's what happens. So I'm going to try to do what I can to actually clear everything pretty much perfectly, but it's kind of hard to judge these. Like this jump right here is hard too, but it looks like I got it pretty good, but I'm going to have to try to use one of these. Nope, I'm going straight on. Landed as hard as I could on the brakes and in first gear, and I still couldn't get it stopped. Well, I can just go to the bottom over here and then go back up to where I was. But I'm going to try to do like a couple laps on this track because it's a little bit shorter, as you can tell from the map in the upper right-hand corner. It's a little bit shorter than Get High 4 was, which took up damn near the whole map. And I'm sure that the previous two versions, Get High 2 and Get High 1, were also shorter, but I could be wrong. So this is where I just went off. I mean, like, how are you supposed to land off of this little short downhill landing that's pretty steep anyway and make this corner? I will never know, but I'm going to try at some point in this video to do that. So then you just have a little step down, and you're finally back at ground level. And it's stock JLV traction, which is trash, so it's pretty hard to get turned on and do really anything, brake, or even get on the gas. Like, you slide out a lot on this type of attraction. But that's pretty much it. Like, this is a lot shorter. Like I said, the other one, I think I did 2 laps, and it took me like 7 minutes to do both laps. This one, even with a big mistake where I messed everything up and had to go back up a hill, 4-minute lap time. And it actually counts your lap time, so it's like you can race on them, but you just have to be careful not to fall down into the nooks and whatnot. And I'd like to, because recently with the SYS racing team now pretty much being the old Vitamin Water team back from 2011, there's a lot of kind of OGs getting back on and hanging out. Mikey and Nate and Shaq and Zach, like, those are all pretty OG guys, like less than 500 in the UID range, and they've been hanging out a bunch. Kyle Bennett as well, who was part of the original team. And then I saw yesterday on the forums after, or I guess it was a couple days ago, after the Atlanta Supercross race in MX Simulator, the one and only Austin Jones apparently just got a new computer and is, quote unquote, working on a 2017 comeback, which would be cool. Jones is a pretty cool guy, and it'd be nice to see him back, try to kick some ass in the series or do something. But it'd be just nice to see him back around on TeamSpeak or anything for that matter, because he's a pretty chill guy. But yeah, I'd like to get the 30-minute track comps going again with those guys, because pretty much all those guys know how to make at least some type of track. Usually it's about this extent of their knowledge that they know how to make tracks. And then occasionally we'll have like Checkers or something jump in and want to do a 30-minute track comp as well. And then he creates, you know, some sort of badassery that only Checkers knows how to. But yeah, hopefully we'll get down and do some more of those. It's hard to plan them because they're always kind of like spur of the moment things. And that's what made them fun, was we're all just hanging out, TeamSpeak, back in those days, Ventrilo, and chit-chatting around, and bam, or someone's like, hey, let's do 30-minute track comp. We all get in like turntable, or back then it was plug DJ and all this different stuff, and it's good fun. Want to do it again. Hopefully we can. But even if we can't, there are still some of these tracks still floating around, like this one, that remind us of the good days. And it's a pretty interesting track. I mean, these tracks are really pretty easy to do, because all Brian did when he built this was basically just lay a gradient and then draw it, and then try to pick where he wanted to land at and build the landing, and boom, you had it. Oh, I'm gonna just case it. Oh my gosh, I literally like stonewalled it. I have no more testicles, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's gonna screw with me to not go up there and do that, so I guess I should go up and just make sure I hit the timing gate that's up there. I really, really do want to try to actually land and get turned off of that jump at least once in this video, but the likelihood of that happening is probably about 1 in 115 million or something stupid. Because it's so steep. Like, if I landed it absolutely perfectly, was on the brakes all the way down, I still think I'd barely make the corner. Like, look at, there's just no room. Like, you'd land first gear and just try to get stopped. Like, even just then, like, you can tell it was struggling to get stopped on the downhill. And I made the corner just fine, but like, you're coming from way higher in the air, way more speed. It's going to be interesting to try to actually make that work. It's just so funny though, like you have these huge unrealistic gap doubles, and then occasionally they'll put in like a little cute tabletop or something like that. And like all these jumps, like none of them kick you weird or anything like that. That was what was cool about these guys, is they actually knew how to build stuff. And apparently I just set a time even though I didn't go over the finish line. 3:52 lap time. Let's see if I can improve on that maybe. Don't want to go over the top of this ridge. And then we got a couple doubles here. I mean, it's a legitimate track, right? We're doing a track walk. I'm walking around the track showing you guys how to do these lines and stuff like that. It's legit. Man, just takes me back in the day though. Good days. 2012 sim. Vent. Got the... I mean, back then, Race Factory, when they would host races, first of all, Sween and Wheels would be live streaming, and then they would have a secret, or they'd call them secret Twitter races, where everybody that followed the Race Factory Gaming Twitter account would suddenly get a track download and a link to a server that we'd all be going into, and we'd be doing all sorts of like random races. And it just happened right after the Supercross. We'd get a bunch of pros hanging out in there. Way more enjoyable times. Like, it's so much more stressful, the racing scene these days, than it used to be. Like, back then it was just like literally shits and giggles. Whoever won was pumped. Anybody that finished like halfway decent was super pumped. And even if you just like didn't make the main, you were still like pumped to race and hang out with your buds. Nowadays it's like people get pissed off immediately as soon as something goes wrong. So I miss those days, but everything must change. Even sim. Little MX Swimulator has to grow up. See how saucy I got off of the top of this last lap? Let's see if I can do that again. Oh, Thomas the Dank Engine, bruh. Even landed it. I thought for sure I was gonna bounce and just go cartwheeling down the hill. That's one area that I can be like, whatever. I'll just get whipped out and crazy, because if I fall off, there's no like real bad thing that can happen to me. Oh. Then we got a little slalom down the hill here. Getting the rear end kicked out a little bit. Can I actually clear this tabletop? Oh, not with that kind of a line. I'll get that tabletop once. And then the big dreaded double at the top of the hill. See if I can actually get it this time around. I guess I'll end up doing about 4 laps because it'd make a pretty perfect video length at that point. And we're going to turn right. Go to the top. I get into 5th and then I kind of feather the throttle. And then when I notice I'm getting to the top, I gun it again to just get over it. This is going to be a little long. See if I even land it. Oh, thank you, giant pole, for saving my life. But still did not really actually make the corner. I just got lucky. So we got to do it one more time. Try it one more time. And if I screw it up, then I can just go back and try it again. But I'd really like to get it, man. I'm so close. This is actually going to be a pretty good lap because I got everything, for the most part, clean. I think I fell once at the top of the hill. And let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be a 322.2. Alright, we are going to get that double at the top. We're going to get it clean and nice. And we're also going to get... what was that other thing I wanted to try to do? Oh yeah, the tabletop down into the far end of the deep ditch. I don't know what to call it. It's like a... I don't know, a ravine, a chasm, maybe a canyon, but I mean, I guess the Grand Canyon does have real steep walls. It's just fun though, like, good old days, reminiscing about the good times. This section right here is real tricky because you have to perfectly, or get pretty close to perfectly down timing that, or downsiding that, and then land in this corner in first gear just so you can even make the corner. Otherwise you're just gonna go flinging off the edge, and yeah, you won't be having much of a good time. Let's see if I can double around the top of the hill up here. Nice. That was sick. Alright, how about I throw a cheeky backflip into this one? Well, how about a front flip instead, because that was a shit attempt at a backflip. So front flip works good. We'll try to get saucy off the top of this hill again. No, too much, too much. Oh, I landed it, and just straight off. I tried to get the back end kicked out, and it just bit me right in the tuchus. No bueno, mi amigo. Okay, well, let's try to get over that tabletop, like I said, just right in front of mate, and then we'll try to do that big double and actually make the corner. Big doubles, no troubles. So just slalom down here, and then after this left-hand kink, the tabletop. Oh, went too long. Ugh, crunch, and into the wall. Well, I'm not too concerned because, I mean, who cares? It's a tabletop. Somebody will clear it perfectly and maybe send me a video or something. I don't know. Alright, let's see how good I can do the double this time. Got pretty good on my speed gauging on it. Just kind of check up on the throttle a little bit, get some power towards the top. That's looking pretty good. Oh, it gets stopped. Oh! Nope, still had to use the corner of it. Darn! I was completely and utterly as hard on the brakes as I could just then. Still couldn't get it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you beyond that. That's just, I don't know, right there. Let's get down, finish this lap real quick, and then I'm going to go back to the top of the hill and do that double at the top again and actually try to backflip it. Because there's way too much time to not be able to backflip that. What kind of lap time did we run this time? 3:20.6. Best lap of the race. Alright. I have to figure out an easier way to get up there, though. I mean, I guess... Oh, please don't get stuck here. Okay. Whew. That was a ballsy maneuver by me to almost just completely fail at. But I just wanted to get down this hill so I can get to the top of that other hill a little bit quicker. Get turned around. There we go. Oh, don't crash. Alright. Alright, got that clean. Make this corner. And up at the top now, dropping down. Double. I'm not going to go for the crazy corner double line this time because I just want to actually get to the jump. Come down, hit the corner, and let's backflip this son bitch. Get it around, get it around. Oh, we good. Nice. Perfect. And even got stopped for the corner. Now let's see if I can actually get some good sauce going off of this guy. Oh, way big. Bring it back. Landed it. Oh, and stayed on the track. What it is. That's a track walk. That's how you guys do track walk right there. I'll tell you what. That's some good stuff right there. Thanks, guys, again for watching episode 119 of Track Walk in MX Simulator. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and like it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And hit us up with your any comments, questions, concerns you have. The map in the upper right hand corner of the screen does not come with the track. I will include a download link to that so you can also try out that map because it comes with a little bit less enticing to use map. Less than awesome. But yeah, thanks again guys for watching this episode of Track Walk, and we'll see you guys in the next one.